What's going on, Babymaker family? Today we are going to be going over the Babymaker LCD and its functions. Before we get into it though, I want to make a quick note that a majority of you will have this exact LCD that is currently on the bike. However, if you have an orange power button on the top, you will likely have your mode button down here. Don't worry, just remember, when I refer to the mode button, yours will be located in this spot. Some of the setting options may be in a different order, but the procedures to access them and the functions themselves are relatively similar. If you find that you still have questions or need something specific clarified, please send an email to support@flx.bike. To begin, we're going to go ahead and power on the bike. To do so, hold the top button down and wait for the screen to power up. Now that we've gotten power, you can see there are a few things currently displayed for you to view. You have your miles per hour, and this is updated live as you're riding, so it will tell you your current speed. Below that, you have your trip odometer. So this is how far you've gone on that particular ride. And then below that, you have your pedal assist level, which is adjusted by these up and down arrows. So 5 levels of pedal assist right here. There are also other items you can access on your display by clicking in the mode button. As you can see, when I press that, the display changes and it's gonna give me my average miles per hour, my max speed, and then again my trip odometer. So this is updated on your current trip. If I hit the mode button one more time, you'll see that I have a total odometer, which is how far the bike has gone during its life cycle. There is no range because the battery does not have a battery management system in place, so that top field will not display anything. Now, as you can see, I can function back here, and again, this is per trip. So if you find that your trip just ended and you want to reset everything, simply hold down the mode button when you're on this screen, and a window will pop up that says clear data. You can see you can toggle up yes and no. I'm gonna go ahead and click the mode button once when yes is highlighted to refresh everything. In order to access the other menu options, you're gonna need to start with the battery powered off. So go ahead and hold down the power button to turn your screen off. Go ahead and power it back on, and then within 2 to 3 seconds of it powering on, press and hold the mode button. As you can see, the battery indicator light was flashing up there as I was holding the mode button, which gets me to the settings menu. Now use your up and down arrows to navigate the little pointer on the right, and your mode button will select things. So obviously if I hit the mode button on exit, it will take me back to the original screen. The next menu function you have is the unit. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. And that is how you toggle between metric and imperial. So if you need it in kilometers an hour, you can select this, or if you prefer miles per hour, you can select the bottom one. Again, go to the top and hit exit to get out, or you can simply hold the mode button when you're in one of these windows, and that will take you back to the settings screen. The next setting option we're gonna go over is the BLG or backlight glow. And this is how you adjust the brightness of your display. As you can see here, you have 3 different settings, 1 being the least bright, 2 in the middle, and 3 being the most bright. Because this LCD is so tiny, it sucks up barely any battery, so I'm gonna go ahead and select the 3rd option here. Underneath backlight glow, you have your auto off. And what this is the auto shutdown time for your bike. So if you were to leave it powered on and not riding, your bike would shut off after 5 minutes. Now, as you can see here, you can adjust this to 10, 20, 30 minutes, or if you have it in the off setting, then your bike will stay on no matter what. I like to put mine at about 5 because if you're not riding, there's no sense in keeping it on. Next up, we have the password setting. Now, by default, your bike will not come with a password set. That means you can turn it on and off whenever you please without entering the password. If you would like to set a password, simply toggle the arrow down to on, hit the mode button, and as you can see down here, when I click the up and down pedal assist levels, I am able to select a 4-digit code. So that is how you would set a password for your bike. However, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one unlocked so that I can just power it on whenever I please without having to enter in a password. The next setting on the bike is the display info. Now, when you click on this, you'll be able to tell the version, firmware version, and serial number of your LCD. There's not anything in here you can toggle on and off. This is just information for you to view on what your LCD is. Next up, we have the battery info setting. Like the display info setting above it, this is read-only, so you cannot change anything in here. Because the bike does not come equipped with a battery management system, the first option, SDC, the third option, capacity, and the fourth option, cycles, will always show as 0. However, you are able to tell the voltage of your bike with this second option here. Scrolling down now, you'll see the next option is controller info. Again, this is another read-only option, but you can tell the version of your controller, the firmware version of the controller, as well as the serial number for it. The second to last option in the settings window is the advanced settings. Now, real quick, the only reason you would need to access this is if you install a tire that is the different size than what originally came on the bike, or you're adjusting the motor settings for closed circuit or track use. If you click on this, you'll see that there is a password that needs to be entered in order to access this information. The reason a password is required is because there are settings in here that, if adjusted improperly, can cause irreparable damage to the bike and its components, which will not be covered by the warranty. So again, the only reason you would need this passcode is if you're adjusting the size of your tires or the motor output for closed circuit or track use. And again, you can send us an email right here to support@flx.bike, and we will send over the instructions to do those procedures. Finally, we have the reset button at the bottom. Now, under no circumstances should this ever be pressed. It will completely wipe all the data that is in the LCD, which has been pre-programmed to communicate with your controller, your battery, and your motor. So do not hit this button at any point in time. If you do, however, make the mistake of resetting it, please send an email to support@flx.bike, and we can send you the instructions on how to get everything functioning normally again. Just a quick reminder, if you are looking to reset your top speed or the trip odometer, go ahead and navigate back to the opening window here. So I'm just gonna exit out of our settings. We are gonna click the mode button one time, and then once we're into these settings, we can press and hold the mode button, and that's gonna allow us to clear our trip data and that sort of thing. So go ahead and select yes, everything was already reset. And then we can navigate back to the original window. Now that concludes the operation instructions for your Babymaker LCD. If you still have any questions or concerns, please send an email to support@flx.bike, and we'd be happy to help you out there. Thanks for watching.